What's up? I'm Aiden. I'm a volunteer here at CFMU, and this is what's in my bag.
Yeah, I am a smart mouth. How'd you think I wound up where I am, who I am by now? Just another minute till we sisters sign off. So if you're not with it, wave bye bye bye.
So first here we got King Crimson's In the Wake of Poseidon. First of all, this album cover, it's just so beautiful. This album artwork is awesome. If you speak with any pretentious music nerd, they will always say that King Crimson's In the Court of the Crimson King is one of the greatest albums ever written. That's the one with the guy's face on it that's making the scream face. This one has just a little bit of charm that kind of makes it my favorite by them, particularly in the title track. This album is just classic prog rock, classic King Crimson, sounds very similar stylistically to In the Court of the Crimson King, but just has some little edge to it that I appreciate. I love throwing it on in the background, throwing it on, actively listening to it. I feel like every time I listen to it, I discover something new. Next up we got here is the Sugar Cubes' Life's Too Good. So the Sugar Cubes are Bjork's maybe third or fourth band. I can't remember which one, but it was before she started doing a lot of her major work herself. This is a band she was in. I guess you could consider it post-punk alternative rock, but I really just listened to it to hear Bjork's voice, because Bjork is kind of the only musician that I would see as superhuman or an actual divine being, because her creativity is just so unbound. She's just, the way she makes electronic music and her creating process and the samples she uses, I don't even understand how her brain works, because she's just so incredibly phenomenal. And there's a song on this album called Birthday, and so whenever it's one of my friends' birthdays, I like to send this song to them or put it on my Instagram story or something, because it's the one birthday song that I really like. So this, I was really surprised to find this in the CFMU collection. This is just really cool. This is Burial's Untrue. This is a really hard album to describe, because it's people say it's this genre called garage two-step, where it's this very specific kind of jittery and upbeat and almost random at times drum patterns. There's a whole footwork community of people that do these really intricate foot dances, and it's like that, but then on the other hand, there's also a huge ambient section to it. So a lot of it is just these beautiful, luscious, complex soundscapes of ambient music, and then there's just the craziest two-step drum pattern you ever heard. He makes it work in such a unique way, and all three of his albums are absolutely amazing, but this one I think pretty much takes the cake. Okay, so this is another one I was kind of surprised to find, because I feel like maybe it's not that rare to find, but this is really cool. And this is Deltron 3030's self-titled album. I think they have a couple albums out, but this is kind of the distinct one that makes them really them. This is a hip-hop, experimental hip-hop record, and it follows the story of someone who is a cyborg anarchist fighting back against the New World Order government. And it's kind of, a lot of the things they talk about in the album are kind of very mirror images to what things happen in our society now, unfortunately. The beats on this are unbelievable. The rapping from Del the Funky Homo Sapien, was just a pre-existing MC of the 90s, are also absolutely incredible. And then his solo work is unbelievable too. One of my favorites and most unique voices to really exist in rap, I think. Very experimental, while also still sticking to a lot of kind of hip-hop essentials and things you need to nail on every album, such as just easy to follow beats and easy to follow flows, but still kind of breaking the boundary every now and again to draw people into more experimental style of hip-hop. Also, shout out to my uncle Igor for showing me this album, because that was really unexpected and that really got me into 90s hip-hop. Okay, this is my last one I've got here. This is Boards of Canada, Twoism. Boards of Canada is an artist, I believe they're from Scotland, and they titled themselves Boards of Canada because they used to watch late night news broadcasts put on by something Board of Canada. And they said that it brought them back to their childhood and kind of instilled a lot of nostalgia in them. And in another one of their records called Music Has the Rights to Children, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, they have a lot of vocal clips from Sesame Street. And so that's another thing. They are able to just, with their synths and the samples they use, they can capture nostalgia so truly. Twoism by Boards of Canada has some of my favorite tracks by them ever on it. Erectine is one of my favorites. Iced Cooley is my all-time favorite Boards of Canada track. It has such a unique just feeling to it that you can't even describe. And I find that music that can make you feel a way that's not just necessarily happy or sad or melancholic, it's just an indescribable emotion that you just feel. that's the music I'm drawn to, and Ice Cooley does that a lot for me. Highly recommend you check it out, because Boards of Canada is like what I swear by for electronic music, and kind of my gold standard for any electronic music to come. Thanks for watching this episode of What's in My Bag. If you want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and go check out cfmu.ca.